We've got money pouring in and they've upped the salary cap. Who's ready to be confused with me? Hello, my friends. Welcome into the most painful transfer window I have ever had. It's episode 13 with DC United. I'm actually doing something I've never done. I'm recording this part after the part that I've just done, and we're still not done. Because I've hit the point in the season where I've got preseason friendlies, and I'm still trying to find players. We have lost a ton of players. I have not been able to get drafting to work. There's a thing where it says that the super draft has supposed to have happened in January, on January 17th, but it hasn't. And it's full of stuff like this. And like this. Okay, what? And some stuff like this. Why is it 10,250? So I hope you'll stick with me. This is a very long episode. It's super confusing. I love your feedback as to my confusion. Maybe there's something I'm not understanding or something I've done wrong. But let's roll right into it, since this is a long episode. So, first off, the salary cap has gone up a whopping $4,000 this season, which massively helps us, really, because I was thinking it's already still going to be tight, but I was just like, ooh, it's going to be super tight. But as part of that, the minimum salary for an over 23 designated player has gone up to $10,190. And the minimum salary for a senior minimum player is now $1,350, where it was $1,300. And the new salary for a reserve player is $1,082. And does that indicate their cap impact? Because then that doesn't really help us much, right? Because the impact of an over 23 designated player was $9,500. So that's up what? Almost $600? $590 a week? Like, why $590 a week? Like, what is that all about? Over 52 weeks, that's $30,680. That's not a round number. Is 10,190 some kind of strange round number that I'm unaware of? Nope, that's 529,880. What? Okay, so reserve players was 1,000. That's up 82. This was up 50. So is that saying? Let's go look at the registration. Why is it at 85? Because I know we can buy it down. Okay, let's just go look at cap impact. Okay, these are 1,300. Why isn't it 1,350? Because it hasn't kicked into the next season yet? 1,189 for the homegrown cap impact deduction. Wasn't that like 1,297 last season? We also received $100K for qualifying for the Champions League. And the allocation fund, it doesn't tell you what. You have to go look. It's general allocation. So that should say general allocation, because there's targeted and general. There's not allocation fund. We also got like 200 grand for making it to the semifinals. So if you come look at our league, our payroll is 525. What? But our transfer budget is only 2.6. So we could adjust that. I know I'm all over the board. This is going to be an all over the board episode. So like we could drop that down. We have essentially 21 million we could go spend. I'm not going to change it now. But our available general allocation money at the season start is 925. It was 550 last season to start the season. So that's an increase. Okay, we got 300 grand. So that would knock that down to 625. So has general allocation money gone up 75 grand as well? Because this hasn't changed, or did we get money for something else? Okay, the board would like to inform you the club currently has players elsewhere that have valid MLS rights held by DC United. Just like we had rights that we had to acquire for Assad, we have rights elsewhere. Okay, so this is all just players that at some point we had, or we drafted, and then we dropped them, and therefore we have the rights to them if they want to play in MLS, which is really not saying. And then Mickey Moody. I remember Mickey Moody. He's not very good, is he? No. And he's playing for Sounders too. Wait, how? Then why do we have the rights to him? He's playing for an MLS 2 team. Okay. MLS announced this season's Generation Adidas graduates, which means they're available on a free ? Looks like just a general player. I mean, I'm not saying I want to sign him. I'm just trying to figure this out. Alex Bono. Interesting. He's quite good for Toronto. He would be out. Oh, he didn't play. He's the starter for Toronto. Wait, he did play. Why did it say he didn't play? What? Maybe it's because it's the next season already? ? So we'd have to buy him, though. Is that what that's saying? We'd have to... His contract's coming up, though. I'm so confused. I'm really looking for players that are cheap. Oh, we got another $250K. Okay, what? Due to the fact that DC United did not purchase an extra designated player slot last season, and 15 other MLS clubs did, DC United received $250K towards a general allocation money from MLS's compensation. Okay, so maybe that answers the previous question. Okay, 250 plus we already had 350 or 150. No. 250 and 100 is 350. Okay, that would be 575. But last year it was 550. So did we get another 25K for something else? And I guess the 200K that we got, it's not far down here. Do we not keep that? Because you would... If it started at 550 and we've received now 450, 200 plus 100 plus 250, we should have like $1 million, but we only have 925. It is possible to buy an extra designated player slot to be used in MLS for the upcoming season at a cost of 150K. So these are the 24 years old or higher designated player slots, which you normally have 2 of, and then you can sign a 3rd designated player if they're young designated players. So this would allow us to have 3 24 years or older designated players and 1 young designated player. That seems like a good deal potentially. I'm not gonna click forward just yet, because what that would allow us to do so we're trying to get our salary cap down to 82. Currently it's at 85, but excluding future transfers out, we're at 79. So we have room. But as an example, right, if we just go to the highest salary in cap or salary cap people, we got Zoltan, and he's at 12K. It says his cap is only 10,250. Why? Well, why is it 10,250? What? I mean, we could buy it down, right? We could use all our allocation money to buy it down. Why have we already saved money? He's on a senior. It's not like he's on a DP contract. So we could DP him potentially to free up some cap space. I'm not sure why the cap impact is less, because he and Acosta were what I was thinking. They aren't on special contracts from what I can tell. Or we could go like sign a monster striker or something like that for another 20K, because we've got wage budget to burn, right? So I think there is a chance we could use that. So I'm gonna take it. Does it come out of our allocation money? Let's just go look. If you're not gonna enjoy this, I apologize. I think this is important if you're playing an MLS save to try and understand this. So I'm gonna try and understand it with you. ? Okay, so we have 925 and 550. So if we come in here and we hit boom, we decided to purchase an extra designated player slot. The amount of money paid will be divided among the other MLS clubs that do not have an additional. So essentially, all the clubs that buy that and say, yeah, the ones that don't, the money is pooled and they distribute it to the ones that don't buy it. Yeah, whoopee. So I'm going 4 today because I want to see how that changes our allocation things. Still not okay. So that just came out of our like cash money. We still have this. I was a little afraid it was going to drop that, and we can use that to pay down the salary cap impact of some of our players. So that's massive. Okay, now it says maximum of 3 designated players, but shouldn't it be 4? Okay, so apparently there's a thing in MLS where these 4 players are excluded from the re-entry draft and the waiver draft because they were offered a contract renewal of at least 105% of their current salary. So, for example, Nick Lima here was offered 1.7K plus 5% or greater, and he said no. So he's going to become a free agent rather than going to the waiver draft or the reentry draft. But the San Jose Earthquakes still hold his rights, which you would have to acquire? Question mark? Maybe? Okay, and now 94 players are going to be in the waiver draft. Okay, so now this is essentially teams saying, hey, we don't want you, we don't want you, we don't want you. You've all been waived. And they're recommending we scout these, including O'Neal Fisher, who we need to decide if we are offering a contract to or not. Or is it too late? Have I screwed that up? Let's go find out. Okay, so technically O'Neal is still under contract with us, but I think if we do this, it's going to say he's entering the draft. And I don't know what to do about that. Should we... Is he even listed here? Or is he officially off of our... Okay, so he's officially gone. Okay. We only have 4 internationals now. So Acosta, okay. Assad. Zoltan. Who's the other one? Or is he the other one? No, Junior Moreno. So we got 4 international slots that we can pick players up with. And we've lost Fisher. And also Kempa signed a contract in the Turkish Super League. So good for him. But that's going to leave a gap on the left side of the pitch. So now we desperately need a left back. So I'm going to keep looking. All right, my friends, it's the waiver draft. It's 2 rounds of 24 players only available. And we get the 31st overall selection. If you pass, you may no longer participate. Players picked in this draft will see their current contract transferred to their new club. Okay. Let's just skip to our pick because I don't care. Look at why does everybody get 2? That's weird. Let's watch all the players disappear here. Hello. I said skip to my next pick. That's not even working. That's just doing the next picks. Okay. Oh, wait. Here we go. Okay. It just took maybe it was just taking a minute to like process. So this is so bizarre. Okay, let's just look at people we've scouted. We also dropped Brilliant because, well, he wasn't brilliant. Now, was he? Oh, it's so... You only know your own players. That's legendary. That's legendary. Can I redraft Fisher if I want him? But his current contract would be transferred to us, but his current contract expires on the 31st. Ben Sweat. What a name. I'm so tempted just with the name, but his attributes aren't. He's not lighting it up, I guess is what I would say. Are there any strikers? Anybody drop any good strikers? You want to just hand those over? I guess you would have to have had like the most robust scouting department ever to have scouted all these players to know anything about them, because otherwise, good luck. Like, these are the players that's like, they just weren't good enough. I mean, can I redraft Fisher just in case we need, because we can't, if we pass, then we don't get the draft again. So, why can't you can't draft your own player. I guess that's the thing. Okay. Okay. We have a new assistant manager, by the way. I'll show it to you here at some point. Doesn't think any of the players currently available in the draft would improve the roster at this time. Oh, let's just pass, because this is the waiver draft. This isn't the like the re-entry draft or like the super draft or any of the other drafts. That was the players that have been waived by other clubs. So it's like, do you want our leftovers? Kind of like Fisher and Brillant. We picked up a new GM. This one's quite better than the one we had. The last one was 3.5K a week. This is 750 a week, and the last one had 7 and 7. Now 1411. That's an upgrade, my friends. And then our new assistant manager is just an improvement. It was like 9, 8, 7 were the key attributes for the and still keeping decent coaching attributes. So 13, 13, 11 is a significant upgrade. So there's that. Okay, now you have the re-entry draft, and just like the last one, players can say, I don't want to participate in that and become a free agent at the end of the season. So Jermaine Taylor, who's a 5'10" center back / right back, I've decided to scout him. And Femi Jansen is a target man-ish, decent-ish striker. So thought we'd check that, but you'll notice, because I haven't extended the contracts of our players, we're going to be losing Nick DeLeon, which is probably a mistake, but he was expensive, so I'm not too gutted if we can find a replacement, I guess. Higuita is available, which would be exciting because we were going to pay for him. But again, his contract, I don't understand how the contract transfers, but it's expiring, so that's strange. So there's some other players in here, and I'll just take you straight to the re-entry draft. Here's another weird thing. Assad's loan deal ends on the 31st, and the foreign transfer window doesn't open up until February whatever, so he can't join us until February. What? All right. The waiver draft. We got 94 players available for selection. We get the 16th overall pick. And it says, since their contracts are due to expire soon because they're being waived, right? They get 10 days in their contracts. It'd be a good idea to renew them immediately. Okay. That time skipping to our first pick worked. Maybe it was because the other time there was 60 picks in front of us and it just had to process it. I just want to check. I cannot draft people that we are dropping. Okay, so this is the thing that I'm not liking about FM is like, unless you happen to have scouted them by chance, you don't get a chance to scout them. Like it said, do you want us to scout those players? That was like 2 days ago. And even if you scout them for a week, you don't have enough time. So it's just like, good luck figuring that out. We're going to have a drastically different squad, because I was thinking if we waited until like this, like I figured I had until the 31st to sign my players. So I was going to re-sign maybe Nick DeLeon and maybe Jared Jeffrey, probably not. But we're losing players that I wasn't anticipating losing, which is going to completely change our strategy in what we are going to go look after in the transfer market. But I was scouting Christian Higuita here, and I'm going to pick him up because he's quite good. And he could play that DM role, which allowed Knaus to move up. So I still think that's a valid thing. So I'm just curious what our assistant thinks. Adrian Zanetas, the goalkeeper. I just want to, I'll honor, I'm not going to pick him, but let's go. Where's Adrian Zanetas? He's not even listed, people. He's been picked, mate. He's been picked by someone else because he's not listed? Question mark. Okay, that's weird. So we're going to pick Christian Higuita. Welcome. And we didn't have to pay a transfer fee for him. Yes, I want to pick him. Did we? Is it broken? Why can't? Yes, I want to pick him. Why won't it let me pick him? Are you sure you want to pick Christian Higuita from the draft? Yes. I don't think it's going to let me pick him. Why? Why? Why didn't it let me pick him? that's broken if that's the case. You'd think it would be like automatically kicking over the next day, and then I could... What? They want to trade... No, back... What? What happened to Higuita? What? Hold on. All right, now we have the re-entry draft. Stage 1 takes place today. 3 rounds, 30 players available. We get the 16th pick. In Stage 1, eligible players whose contracts expire at the end of the season can be signed by MLS clubs for free. A selected player's contract will be taken over by the signing club and automatically extended by 1 year, maintaining the same salary. So you can't just take a flyer and be like, well, we'll take a look at him for a week and then drop him. And you cannot pick your former players. And why isn't there a draft button? Is it... What is going on? What? I didn't... What is going on? Did I not get to decide if we drafted him? Why would I have drafted him? I don't understand. He's not very good. So we're going to say no? Does the general manager sign? Why didn't I get a chance to... Why? Narco doesn't want to sign? We are going to, like... the entire team is going to turn over except, like, our DPs. Literally. Assad's coming back. Kemp is leaving. Narco's leaving. Fisher's left. De Leon is left. Brillant is left. Can we sign anybody? Oh, no. And, of course, we've picked up youth intake in the middle of all this. I thought it started on the 22nd because that's when the last contracts were signed, on January 22nd, but maybe that's because they were on trial and then they got... I don't even know. And it's also confusing because the following players have been promoted to your academy team, and of this youth intake, the following extras have come from our affiliate clubs. Oh, it's not all the same. Okay. A lot of them are the same, though. That's confusing. Or are they all the same? They look to be all the same players. Okay. While it remains very early in their respective careers, these players, led by the very gifted Robert Wiltshire, have a real chance of developing into a golden generation for the club. How golden do we think this is? We had a bunch of grayed out players the last DCU academy. You know, like half the team was gray players. You can sign youngsters from your academy at any point during the season. These players will then need to be registered. So just like anything else, you bring up a player, they have to fit into your squad registration. Okay. All players signed from the club's academy are considered homegrown and therefore do not impact the salary cap under their current contracts. Should they sign a new deal, they would then become cap eligible. So can I sign, like, you can sign youngsters at any point. Does that mean I can keep them on their current contracts to sign them? And therefore they're homegrown? Or if I bring them up into the squad, they have to sign a new deal and therefore they impact the cap. Which one is it? Unless signed by DC United beforehand, all players are forced to leave the academy at the end of the season, which they turn 18. However, we still retain their rights, MLS player rights. And so we've lost Kevin Swan, who I think he was a grayed out player, and Sean Clark. I don't recognize either of those. So let's go look at Robert. Do we think 2-star? Like, that would be pretty good if he came in as a 2-star. Like, we could probably pick him up. Oh, 2-star. Oh, a striker. Oh, this could be good, my friends. Already almost as good as Cameron Gill, who is 22 and worth 120K. He has no value because he doesn't have a contract, but look at the, he's 6 feet tall. Target man. Can't pass to save his life. So the question becomes, let me know in the comments if you've done this before in MLS. How do I get him to my squad? Because I can't, he's contracted to the academy, so I can't just, I can't, it's not like with the B team or a U21 team or U18 team. I can't just change his squad status. I think I have to sign, which would mean he would take up a slot. So if that's the case, should I do that? Or should I leave him for a season to kind of bake? Okay, let's go take a look at the rest of the newbies. It's nice that we only have one grayed out player. Like, that in and of itself is progress, I guess. Daniel Ruiz has horrible determination. Great. Daniel Hughes has got good determination, but not great physicals. I'm just looking to see if we have anything like really exciting in here. Not really. Okay, we got a 2-star goalkeeper. Okay, he is better than Manuel Hernandez. Ooh, we've got some competition, my friends. Considering we don't really have another goalkeeper. He might be good to get some... Oh, we might have some competition there. That's quite interesting. Suraj Singh, who's Canadian, has awful determination. Has a chance as like an advanced playmaker, maybe. You know, like kind of avoid the red. But good physicals. We're not going to look at that. Nick Burrell, right back, is okay. Diakite, that's a tasty little nugget right there. Again, it depends. Like, he's automatically pretty much the same as Cameron Good, but he's 16, so you'd think he would have a lot of chance to improve. Now, he doesn't have the physicals just yet, but he's 16. So again, can we bring him up without having to sign him to like a reserve player contract? Because if that's the case, then why try? So we've got 2 pretty good strikers coming through. Is Brandon Johnson new? Midfielder. Determination needs work, but not bad. So yeah, let me know if you know about that, because what I don't want to do is have them take up all of our slots. So I'm not going to do anything with them right now, but I don't want them to take up all of our slots and then we're not able to, you know, sign players we actually need. Because now, if we go out and get we go and get another DP, then we're gonna have cap problems, I think. Even though we've lost, like, let me just show you this. I know we're in the middle of this episode, but we might have an issue. The back line. We've lost. We still have Jalen Robinson, who's 2-star here and 2-star here, so that's not exactly lighting it up, right? But what De Leon, Kemp, and Fisher have all left, so that's and Brilliant. So we have got. That's where we're going to be focusing our efforts. We might just bring one of those strikers up to have another option. I'd like to get like a DP striker, but at this point, I would take a DP like left/right back over that. So yeah, let me keep on keeping on in this episode. All right, I'm going to risk showing this to you. We're going to try and sign Divi Balanta, whose contract is up with his home club in 6 months. So it's reminded me, hey, you've got these players on your short list. Would you like to try and sign them? So we definitely need a center back. This is the guy I was planning on having to replace Brilliant if we can figure out a way to sign him, and if we don't have to pay the cost, but he wouldn't come in until June. Now, would he? We kind of need him now. If you look at the schedule, we can't wait until, I mean, that's like the whole season. We kind of need him now. So I think I'm going to make an offer. But we offered like $300K last time. We've got money. Money is of no consequence. So let's try $200K. Okay. Done and dusted. We'll see if he wants to sign is the thing. Let me show you oh, he got picked up in the draft. This is the guy I had my eye on, but we couldn't apparently draft him. March waiver draft. It's December. I don't understand. So we can't sign him. We had Amaral, who was a Higuita replacement if we couldn't get Higuita, but he's available on a free transfer now. So maybe we go after him instead, because I think he's better than Higuita. He's better than Knaus, and he can play in midfield. So like he's a little more adaptable. Has a competitive streak, might be a problem, but he's more expensive. So I'm going to keep working through this I'll let you know if that transfer offer for 200K comes in. I'm just trying stuff. All right, Belanta's come back wanting 6K with a bunch of money. He's currently making 1.1K with 11K sign-on fee. Come on, mate. I mean, he definitely gets some appearance fees, but we're going to offer him 4K with a massive sign-on bonus for 4 years. Okay, he wants 3 years, and he came down $250. Mate, we got to worry about this thing called the salary cap, and we got money, so I'm going to just offer him a boatload of money. Can I offer him a boatload of money and drop the wages? Will that insult him too much? When you've got money in the bank and you can make adjustments in the transfer budget, that is going to be massive if we could sign him. And then I went after Hector Urego, who's Colombian, because we need a right back. And it says he's 2.3 to 5.5K. According to our scouts, he was better than the other two we had. So I figure if we dropped De Leon and he was 4.8K, this guy is replacing him. Now we had Kemp, who was 2.8K. So obviously Belanta's a little bit more expensive. Win MLS. We're not going to be here in 2021. That makes sure. You want to be a vice captain? No, mate, no. But I'll send you on an intensive language course so you can like talk to your teammates. Okay, now he's very interested in them. What else can we offer him? Who wants to play as a wing back? Sorry, we're not. I'm not changing everything for you. We'll see how that goes. Okay, wants to go straight to negotiating a contract. I'm gonna do the same thing. So when we scouted him, it said 2.3K to 5.5K. He's making 775 right now. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna offer him 2.2K. And I'm just going to give him like 400 grand. What if we did, okay, so if he was wanting whatever that was, 4K, we're essentially shaving 2K off. That's 100 grand. Now we've upped it up. Here's 300 grand, and we're going to give your agent 60. And we're going to get rid of that. Surely, we're just throwing money at you. It's a sign-on fee, mate. Fairly promising start to discussions. No. We'll do 2.5. And for your troubles, I'll give you another 100 grand. Yes! Now, he may still go with the other team, but we've made a substantial offer. We've signed a player. Yes, Belanta is in, my friends. Let's go. All right, so I'm so confused why there's not an actual draw that it shows you. That would have been interesting, but we've drawn Alianza FC, which is El Salvador, which has no captain, vice captain, only one key player. So I don't have that league loaded, but it looks like these are actual players. Who knows? Who knows? We've made an offer as well to Henrique, who is a left back for 110K. His estimated cost is 185. They've got him listed at 110. Who knows if he wants to come? It says he's extremely interested. So he's a little more pricey, 2.4 to 5.5K. But I mean, when you look at the squad right now, like we got gaps, y'all. We got gaps all over the park. We need, oh goodness, let's go here. I mean, we're okay, I guess, in the attacking front, but I'd like a little bit more depth. And then obviously, we've signed the center back, Belanta, but we need a left back and a right back. So I'm gonna keep pressing on through this. All right, he wants to talk. Okay, I'm gonna send him. I've offered these. He just said first team, and then give me an offer. So we'll teach you English and we'll play you in a fullback. We like that. Yes. That's not good. 7.75K. Mate, that's a lot of money. You're making currently 1.3K for another 18 months. But we kind of need players. Let's do 4.5 and I give you 200. And more importantly, I'll give your agent 150. And we'll bump this up. I'll even do I don't like to do a clause because it means people can buy right out from underneath you. But I'll do a 3.5 million clause. I think that's fair. You don't. You want a 1.6 million clause. 1.6 million. That's 30 grand a week. Okay. If you wanna stick to your guns on that, I need you to flex with me, mate. 5K? Maybe? Your agent's gonna take a hit though, because he's the one that's limiting that. We're gonna have so many salary cap issues. Go away and think about things before committing. Your agent did a good job. Higweed has been signed. Great. Arago has turned us down. Back to the drawing board for right back. This guy would be amazing, except it's more of like he's young and has potential. I mean, he'd be okay. He's loan listed though, so maybe we wouldn't have to buy him? Question mark? Oh, longest episode ever. Yes! 2 signings. We've signed he's left back, right? This is the left back. He held us over a barrel, but we've got him for 3 years. 6K a week with a release clause. Okay, progress. Okay, this is weird. I made a loan offer for a guy named Kevin. He's Brazilian, obviously, because he has one name. And I thought it would give me the option to accept it, but it looks like it's accepted. $675 a week, which, if that's how it works with the salary cap, that's my guess. That's fruity. And 150K optional future fee when he's worth 95. That's like pennies for us, but we can kind of use him on a rotational basis. I think he could be. I mean, when we scattered him originally, he was better than Nick DeLeon and O'Neal Fisher. So at the very least, he's a highly affordable option for right back. So if we look at the transfers now, we got center back taken care of. We've got right back mostly maybe taken care of. We've got left back, and we've got Assad coming back. Now the question is, will all of this fit into the salary cap? And that, my friends, is a fantastic question. So let's hit continue. I want to make sure what is happening. Oh, there's a combine. We're here to scout the combine. Please don't make me watch this. Okay, so this is in preparation for the super draft. So let me go. I want to see if that number changed over here, because it has changed as of late, because it was up here at like 92 grand. So I'm not sure why it's dropped down so low, because that would indicate we could go splash like some major cash on someone, but I didn't think we could. Maybe it's because these transfers haven't gone through yet. So I can't remember what we offered these guys. 3.5K. Okay, that's going to impact the salary. So 675, 700, it's 4.2K. 6K is 10.2K. And then Assad will be whatever, 10K. That's 20.2K, right? So that would be 75 grand. We got to be under 82 grand. So maybe we can't go splash cash. But we also have, you have to remember, we have 925 grand. I don't know what this is for. How did we use it? Maybe that's where maybe instead of the transfer budget being impacted by the agent fees, it was actually our general allocation money. If so, that is a major discovery and a problem, because I was planning on using all of this to drop, to buy down the contracts of some of our players. But if we only have 300 grand, what is that per week? Yeah, 5.769 grand. Oh, that's a problem, because I was planning on using that to, if we were at like 90K, to buy it down, because we had a bunch of general allocation money to be able to do that. But now I need to go sit and do math. I'm assuming 20.2K is roughly correct with the transfers we have coming in, which would put us at 75-ish. So if we call it 76, that would safely give us 6 grand we could spend on a player, or like 3 grand for 2 players to buy some backups or something. We also have 3 reserve player spots. 2 of those can be non-homegrown. So we could, if I'm understanding this correctly, like we could call up the 2 strikers and a goalkeeper, because I let go one of our goalkeepers. And they would not hit the salary cap, and we've got money to spend there, so that would be fine. And then if we could find some like senior minimum contract players, that would be more affordable. Oh, this is, and we spent 150 grand on a DP player slot that we probably won't use. We may use it on Zoltan and just knock some of that down a little bit to give us a little bit more room, and he's in the last year of his contract. But I'm exhausted. I have been spending hours on this. I hope you understand. Talent scouts from the Combine have been reevaluating their top prospects list ahead of the MLS Super Draft. The following 0 players have particularly impressed, raising their draft stock in the process, and 0 players were less fortunate, however, and saw their chances of being selected at the top end of the draft taking a big hit. So no one impressed or regressed at the Combine. Okay, now I can accept this. Oh, yep, we'll take him. Who wants another draft? It's the re-entry draft stage 2. 17 players available for selection. Okay, we're 31 picks in. Only 3 players have been picked. Nobody would improve the roster. So this is always fun when preseason starts on February 2nd, because the Champions League starts on February 28th, but your players don't transfer in from foreign leagues until February 19th. So they're going to miss all of preseason. They're going to get maybe 2 preseason games before jumping right in. And in the meantime, we don't have anybody. Like, look, just look at this. We literally don't have a single person that can play left back. Oh, wait, how is he here? So the loanee can come in? Are you serious? Okay. MLS is so messed up. Like, this is what our roster looks like for a bunch of friendlies. Makes sense. We have 5 subs. All right, I'm going to do it, my friends. I'm going to call up. We need a 3rd striker, and I don't think we're going to be able to afford one necessarily. So we're going to call this guy up. And I checked. He has American as an additional nationality. So he'll take a reserve contract, 1.1K, 2-year deal. I know we have the Super Draft coming up, but I need players. So he's going to take up a slot, and I'm going to wait on the others until a little bit later, but I definitely think he's worth it. But I'm looking at this guy, even though his determination is terrible, as being somebody we could train, or maybe this one. Again, determination, terrible. Maybe Adam Santos, because he can play all 3 positions, not very well at any of them, but maybe he's an option as a rotational player, as we have no other options, rotational type player. Maybe the goalkeeper. Another thing I just noticed that I'm really confused about, it says the Super Draft is January 17th. It has not happened. And it's given me, news about players, blah, 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 the upcoming Super Draft. What is going on? Maybe that's supposed to be, maybe that's a typo. Maybe it's got to be before March 6th. So maybe that's supposed to be February 17th. So that's where we're going to end it today. I'm going to keep looking for players, and it'll just be a surprise. Episode 14, when we come back, is going to be the Champions League first round, first leg against Alianza, and our roster will be a surprise to you and me at that point. So if you wouldn't mind, hit the like button. This has been a super long episode. I appreciate if you've made it this far. Leave a comment. Cheers. Oh, if you could tell, this is a different color shirt. It's taken me 2 days to get to this point, so I could actually edit this. Thanks.